Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back another video today. And today we're going to talk about what the San Antonio Spurs should be doing with the second overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. The San Antonio Spurs received the second overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft last night in the draft lottery. They also received the 14th overall pick. And there are two rookies that could be headed to the San Antonio Spurs, or potentially there could be one or zero. That's why the reason why I say that is because the Spurs are, there are a lot of rumors about potential trades that could be made for them this offseason. And that's why I'm going to start talking about what I think the Spurs should do this offseason with these two draft picks. Now, I'm going to go over two examples. I have a trade that I think the Spurs could make, to trade these two picks. Or I have two players I think the Spurs should draft at 2 and 14. Now, I'm going to start off with the two players I think the Spurs should draft. At number 2, I think the best fit for the San Antonio Spurs team is for them to draft Ace Bailey from Rutgers, who averaged 19 and 7. I think Dylan Harper for sure would fit well in the San Antonio Spurs team, but I think they're too guard heavy to draft another point guard, shooting guard. When you have De'Aaron Fox, Steph Castle, Devin Vassell, very well could bring back Chris Paul, who I think really fits well with this Spurs team, what they've got going on. I just don't think another guard makes sense for the Spurs team. Meanwhile, you've got Ace Bailey at small forward, a guy that would really fit well with the Spurs team. Harrison Barnes, I love Harrison Barnes, great player, but he's not the long-term future at small forward. You could use a guy that's going to be in the long-term future at the forward position. And Ace Bailey, a guy who is a good shooter, would fit next to Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama is going to need good 3-point shooters around him, and Ace Bailey would help with that because they need good 3-point shooting. They need better 3-point shooting. De'Aaron Fox is a good facilitator. Wemby is going to get double teamed as he continues to be better. Ace Bailey shot 35% from 3 last season. I'm sure that can get better as he gets to the NBA. Keep in mind, this kid is, barely 18. Well, he's going to be 19. He'll be 19 before his rookie season. So he isn't even 19 yet. He's going to continue to work on his shot and improve that. So I think he's the best guy to look. Maybe he's not the best player, but I think him and Dylan Harper are both great players. They're both amazing players. But I think Dylan Harper is probably a little bit better than Ace Bailey. But we're talking about who's the better fit for this Spurs team. Who's going to help them win now? I think that is going to be Ace Bailey, because Dylan Harper, he might be coming off the bench. It might be harder for him to find minutes with guys like Fox, Castle, Vassell, maybe Chris Paul being on the roster. Ace Bailey's the best fit. Now, the 14th overall pick, I think there are a number of guys you can be looking at. But one guy I think that could be the best available at number 14 would be Jace Richardson. Now, this would be a guard, but look, I know I just said don't draft a guard, but if you're at number 14, I think it's okay. It's more okay drafting a guard that might not play a lot at 14 than it is drafting a guy at number 2. So I'd look at Ace Bailey and Jace Richardson. But I think you could look at a number of guys at 14 who could be available for the San Antonio Spurs team. But that's the one guy. And Jace Richardson is more of a shooting guard than a point guard. Dylan Harper really is a point guard. You couldn't put him at the 2, but I think that those are the two guys I would draft at 2 and 14. But honestly, what I think might be the best thing to do with these two picks is trade them both to Milwaukee, or trade just number 2 to Milwaukee and send that with Harrison Barnes and Keldon Johnson. You probably have to give up Steph Castle in this deal as well and get Giannis Antetokounmpo. That is the best thing for this Spurs team, in my opinion. And then you pair Giannis Antetokounmpo, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, and Devin Vassell. That would be the starting lineup. I mean, that'd just be ridiculous. Jeremy Sohan would probably be in the starting lineup as well. But you'd have a starting lineup of Fox, Vassell, Wemby, Giannis, and Sohan. I mean, that would be a great starting lineup. So I don't know. I think that's probably the best thing to do with the number 2 overall pick, if you ask me. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys want to see the San Antonio Spurs do with the number 2 and number 14 overall picks? That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.